Marvin Divine. I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. Manipulator, playing games, you're and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming. It's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous. I know that I gotta stay away from all your games, and I know that I found somebody else to love me what they had. You're real. The grass ain't greener on the other side, no.
The grass ain't greener where you water at. What up, everybody? It's Nick IRL, and welcome to the stream. How long can we pay attention tonight? I don't know. I've slept like 2 hours in 3 days. Let's get it.
Yeah, my life is lovely now. I'm focused on me. You said you were about to die. I guess the car is on E. But see, I ain't even because I just chose to believe that somebody gon' come around and give me just what I need.
Logan thinks I'm crazy, but that is not the truth.
Coming to me crying, saying you miss having me around. Gave you chances and you blew it. You so easily influenced. All the times you told me beat it, now you gotta face the music. I'm saying I know that I gotta stay away from all your games, and I know that I found somebody else to love me what they had. You'll realize the grass ain't greener on the other side. No. So now I gotta say goodbye.
And now I gotta say good what? Mike. What up, peeps? Play some Starfield. It's too quiet. No.
Bro, the song sounds like it reminds me of those FNAF animations from like back in the days.
Visionary got 10 hours in the game, and I can tell you about picking the game. It's freaking alright. Alright? Like this, like, so coming from Fallout 76 or 78 or whatever it's called to this, and just seeing like, yeah, they might have a fish, like they're not, yeah, it's whatever, bro.
Oh no.
Yo.
If you wanna go scam plans, go scam plans. You wanna go shoot shit, go shoot shit. You wanna go fly play shit, go fly shit.
Perhaps not the sort of place on which we would settle down.
You know what this is? You know what time it is?
Like I said, I have Star Citizen, I have Starfield. I want to go fly ships, I can go fly ships. I want to go play single player contained story, this is it right here. This game was cool. I don't care. I don't care what people say. Where was it go?
We're going to Sedonia.
Yeah. Hustle. Sometimes you get a little more. Sometimes you get a little less. It doesn't really matter if you got the stress.
Stay away from the sixth circle unless you're
Go.
Oh, you really? Alright.
Is that really her?
It's Adrian!
My God, look at you. You're an old man now.
Oh man.
You're no hassling yourself anymore, Major. Our friend here showed me your
Wanna harass and blast you? You're snickable.
Let's talk somewhere more private. You said we could use the bathroom.
We're teaching.
Yeah. We're chill.
The red eyes are some badge on.
Lou gave me the abridged version of what went down.
Difficult to conceal.
I can't thank you enough for taking care of all that.
Makes two of us.
I hope it ultimately didn't end up being too much trouble. That's certainly not what I was expecting you'd have to go through. But thank you. I'm just glad you both came through intact. So, were you two able to get that workup together?
Got it right here. That sample? It's an exact match.
Went to the wrong direction. It's too late for me.
That's exactly what I was afraid of.
Not thrilled to be the bearer of that kind of news. That's for damn sure. So tell me you've got some kind of plan for that work.
Well, right now, we've got more questions than answers. So I've been trying to figure out what it's gonna take to access our old Terramorph data.
Good place to start. What'd you find?
It's in the archives.
Armistice Archives. Doesn't that mean you'll be dealing with the cabinet? And the Freestar Collective? And House Varun somehow? Guess we can kiss that approach goodbye.
I didn't think the cabinet would be willing to hear us out either. But I called in some favors. They've agreed to hear us out on 2 conditions. 1, they want to see this analysis you two have procured. And 2, they want to discuss what happened on Tau Ceti. With both of us. Well, that's about the best news I've had all day. But before you commit, I want to make sure you know the whole story. Percival and I, we're not just researchers. We were military scientists, ran a division of the UC together that deployed aliens on the battlefield as weapons.
Place I was hiding out. That was our unit's home base.
After some early fits and starts at other facilities, the place eventually became the heart of UC xeno-warfare. A practice that's been banned ever since the armistice went into effect almost 20 years ago. And the UC military cut us loose for what we'd done.
No warriors, guys.
Oh. That means a lot. It's not something I'm exactly proud of. But it was during that assignment that the UC asked us to explore deploying terramorphs on the battlefield. The project never got off the ground, but the data our team gathered is now sitting in the archives, along with all the other information banned after the Colony War. Under the watchful eye of monitors from all the galactic factions still participating in regular politics. But if we can convince the cabinet to help us access that data, it'll give us the tools we need to decipher what exactly this sample might mean. And hopefully, how to prevent more attacks like the one that spawned it. All right. I'm gonna go get this work up into the cabinet's hands. I'll meet you in front of Mast in New Atlantis.
Good luck. You two are gonna need it.
Oh, hello.
Thank you from the Sidonia Department of Public Works.
Might be time I start working on some.
Journalistic integrity at its finest. You look hurt. Might want to hit on
Oh, how are you?
Always a satisfying moment to return to your ship.
You heard about this Elios retreat that's going up on Ixil 2? Friend of mine made it sound like it's supposed to be some kind of resort for criminals. I must have heard him wrong. The collective's about opportunity. No hulking bureaucracies bossing you around. Living life how you want.
If it were not for the lodge, I think I would avoid this city. It is all just too much.
Over here. The workup's in the cabinet's hands. They said they'll call for us once they've gotten to properly review it. But listen, I know I should have been more forthcoming about who I was earlier. So, in the interest of full disclosure, there's one more thing you ought to know before we head up there. My relationship with the UC. It's more complicated than it might seem at first glance. The UC's actually the only reason I'm here in the first place. I am a clone of a man named Francois Sanon, one-time fleet admiral of the UC during the Colony War, former head of the UC Navy. They called him Ve Victus. Woe to the defeated, in Old Earth Latin. A title he earned. The program I was a part of, it was the UC's attempt to create a new generation of military minds from one of their most respected tacticians. Secure the leadership of the UC military for generations to come. I'm getting there. The man I was cloned from, my father, was executed for acts he committed during the war. The man caused a lot of death, on both sides. Freestar Collective and UC. Military and civilians. And the things he did, well, they're a part of the reason the UC and Freestar Collective aren't really on great terms to this day. So my involvement, it could be another obstacle they throw at us up there. I just wanted you to be forewarned. I really appreciate you saying that. I just thought you deserved to know, considering how much you've done already. You know, while we've got a second, was there anything else we needed to discuss? I know you got dropped into the middle of this pretty fast. Or, if you've got any last-minute business to attend to, now might be a good time. No telling how long the cabinet's gonna keep us waiting out here. Then I guess it's just a matter of...
The cabinet meeting is about to begin. All parties, please proceed to the cabinet chambers.
Sounds like our cue. Here we go.
Hurry up. Okay. Do that. Because you know what you're looking at.
Not considering backing out. Don't want to keep them waiting.
Ah, welcome. You must be the Captain Hadrian.
You're gonna be an alien?
Report. You have our thanks for the risks you faced in securing this information.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yes, well, precisely how urgent is what I hope we'll determine here today. So now, we have two petitioners here making a surprising request. Access to the UC Xeno Warfare Team's Terramorph data, currently housed in the Armistice archives. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all three Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House of
We're right now? Good shit.
Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject. We have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor. That is something to consider. Though we also have to take into account the nature of the data you require.
Madam President, I object to the very premise of this meeting.
I don't know.
While no one
I
will
got
argue
like
that what
10
happened
hours.
on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, terramorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon. They've been happening
don't really
for
play that much.
generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic, and at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
I would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, you're welcome to consult a medium. I would also ask how many deaths the cabinet requires to act. 50? 50,000? Because if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Let's keep this civil, shall we? And while there should be no doubt the preservation of life stands paramount among this body's duties, Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data? I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this terramorph seem at all alarming to you?
That is worth considering. This attack took place on an almost completely uninhabited world. The casualties were minimal as a result. But if there's another attack,
looks really good, right?
Would we be so lucky?
Looks so good.
Yes, a fine point, Admiral. So then, Captain,
looks so fucking
given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
Whatever risks exist, they are outweighed by this imminent threat. I agree. The request should be granted.
I'm inclined to agree.
Like, what is she? Like, she has no say in this. Who is she?
I suppose that does get to the heart of the point, doesn't it? Very well. I consent. The galaxy was lucky you were here today, Captain.
You and I are in agreement, Chief Diplomat. So, if there are no other objections, I believe we can agree to give our full backing to make the request to...
Oh, she starts pretty fast now.
What was that?
You are free soon.
Wow, this is cool.
Incident. Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
There's been an attack at the spaceport. Terramorphs.
Terramorphs. More attacks. Just as predicted.
Good God. Well, there must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanner somehow.
There will be plenty of time for conjecture later. Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly.
It's wartime.
The last thing we need is a...
Yes, ma'am.
Admiral Rogan, the local barracks can provide support.
Let's go.
I'll take the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world.
Damn guys, so
a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got.
That's right.
You too. We can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them.
Let's go! Keep them tires and light them fires.
Let's get down there.
Yeah, let's go. Hey, June. Let's burn this motherfuckers. Open sesame. You know you're opening it for us. What? Okay, well, let's play this one. We don't need to go that way, huh? Hey, what's up, guys? Let's go. Alright, I'll tell you what level I am. Right now. What's something? Let's see. The suspense. I am... Perks? How do you know what level you are? I don't know what level I am. Oh yeah, you're crazy. Like what level am I? What will be the definitive Star Wars game? Where do you see your level status? Level 10. Alright.
The EM rifle, Travis! Now!
Stop! We're trying to help you! That's it. Now hit him with everything you've got.
Stop!
What do I hit him with? Oh, I gotta use the weapon.
Holy.
Is that the one I'm using? Nah. I'm using the Equinox? I don't know which one I'm using. Actually, how do I go new items? Aha, that's the one I'm using.
I have... What did you need?
Ah! Calm down, children. Go. Oh god.
Shoot to disable! Fire! We have to help them!
Wait, it said equip followers with... How do I do that? No, wait. How do you equip followers here? Oh, that was probably trade items, right?
We have to help them! Shoot to disable! Not me! Focus on the attackers!
I guess I gotta get to the mapped out. Okay. Whatever, that shit was weird. Okay. I don't know what's going on here. But yeah. Equip them with, I don't know. They said non-killable weapons.
For what you did. We didn't want to hurt them.
The way those people were acting. I've seen this before. They were under the Terramorph's influence, weren't they?
Terramorph?
No. They were down at the port and they just started... We tried to restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way, but some of the other officers down there, we couldn't restrain them fast enough. They just started firing on us. People we knew. They went
It seems
berserk.
like some Guardians of the Galaxy Novacore
Some
shit.
Terramorphs, they can induce this fog. It affects everyone differently, but some people just lose control, turn against everyone around them, even if they don't want to. They're like a puppet. You kill the morph, you break the hold. But this means we're gonna need to be real careful with our fire, and keep that EM weapon at the ready. Let's do it.
Nat's unlocked. Please, do what you can to help them.
Oh, my nose. Base more. Let's go to the port space.
We are not alone.
No time to waste, Captain. Stash the EM and pull some firepower. Let's move!
Okay.
Question: what is this song? What is? One must imagine Sisyphus hacker.
Modified equipment. What about you know?
I want Harper's. I want the machine to come. Go.
Let's go. What up, bye?
Spare whatever supplies you need, but I can't risk them taking over any more of my men. Put those things down and do it fast. We hold them as best we can.
Okay.
Heard you might be looking for some backup. You say the word, we're out there on your 6.
You two have any experience with terramorphs before?
Only the brief they just gave on the way here, but we know how to handle pressure.
Surviving a full-on mental assault isn't the same as keeping your cool in a firefight. Might make you more liability than asset.
We're not UC security. You don't need to worry about us. Roger that. We're on you.
Let's go, boys. Get it. Let's go, Termo.
Oh, they disappeared. What's you got? They disappeared. What's you got?
Captain, it's going to be okay. It's not real. Whatever you're experiencing right now, it's not real. You have to put down that floor. You will be leaving here alive.
Well, that shit hurts, huh? Shit. Get the fuck out of here.
I doubt they'll trouble us anymore.
Yeah, get out of here, morph boy. Where do you guys go? I see like... Yeah, let's go this way, come on. that bitch. Get that, boy. That's right.
All wrapped up.
Hasta la vista.
We should go tell the sergeant what
But
happened.
you were an alien?
At least the city is safe, thanks to us. You deserve whatever accolades you have coming. Can we... speak for a moment?
No. What did you find for me?
Yes, you need me?
No.
I wanted to thank you for giving me the chance to work with you. I know we met under unusual circumstances. You seem to be acclimating well to Constellation. Are you enjoying working with them?
Yeah. Sure.
I think none of us were expecting what we have found. Well, perhaps Matteo. You have certainly become a vital part of the organization. That is a credit to your abilities.
Watch out, I know how to shoot shit.
From what you have seen, do you think I fit in well with the rest of Constellation?
Yeah, you shoot shit too.
I cannot tell if that is a compliment or an attempt to avoid the question. I assume the former. I have a very different background from the rest of Constellation. I carry myself differently.
Blah, 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 blah,
I worry
blah, blah.
that some of the others are unable to see past this. I have not shared much, but everyone knows I worked with smugglers for years. I am no stranger to violence and death. I might not admit this to the others, but at times, it was.
It's crazy!
I do not regret this.
My character looks like me, bro, but with longer hair and a tattoo.
Not lived it. It can be difficult.
My hair will grow back.
Imagine.
I can change my hair, I'm sure.
Others here have seen conflict, but for more noble causes. Vladimir is the only one here who can begin to understand. He was the one who pressed the group to include me. I lack his charm. He puts others at ease. I fear my presence does the opposite.
Sorry.
That is kind of you. You also have a lot going. I find
She's the Drax. She's being a Drax.
But truly.
Stop Draxing around.
Thank you. I know this seems trivial. Perhaps childish. I have just always relied only on myself. I have never been surrounded by people like this. By a group I wish to be.
Yes!
Does that make sense?
Cringy!
And yet here we are, working together.
And
that hasn't gone well. Discussing these things is challenging for me. I hope now you can better understand why I wanted to keep the circumstances of our meeting quiet. I wanted to thank you for not saying anything to Vladimir. I know that you said you wouldn't, but it is still a relief. I would like my contributions to Constellation to amount to more than violence.
Not me. You're gonna restart our day.
Indeed it was. And now I hope you can see why. Thank you for talking this over with me. It is good to know that at least one member of Constellation understands me.
I'm back. Let me see what Nerk looks like. Nerk will take off his helmet. And you shall see. Helmet! Take it off! There's Nerk. My scar over my eye. I just need to get shorter hair now. Yeah, I can. You can change your genetics. The genetics of your hair, but yeah. Alright, so we did our shiz here. Like, Todd Howard, why is there not any vehicles in the game? Well, because there's different gravities and jetpacks. We've never done jetpacks before.
Thank heavens you're back in one piece. Well, I guess our people want some money.
Well made.
The few protecting the many.
So why don't you return the
Would have
debt?
been plenty more if it hadn't been for the two of
Back
you.
then.
Up.
The city owes you both a debt after this.
A debt.
We were just in the right place at the right time.
Like the actual game.
Captain, we should report back to the President. Let her know the Terramorphs have been dealt with. Take care of yourself, Sergeant.
Sergeant! Alert! Alert!
Attention. The spaceport has been secured.
Am I going to be alright?
No. You're gonna die.
Before exiting your homes. That is all.
That jetpack's got more verticality on it. Let's get it, let's go, let's go! Jetpack's in Fallout 4. See, that's it. Todd Howard said, I guess Todd Howard doesn't know what he's talking about. In that last little interview they had with Bloomberg. It was like, what's your favorite means of travel in space? And Todd Howard's like, what do you mean when I build my ship? He's like, I focus on shields and engines. He's like, you never know what's gonna happen out there.
Let your people all know how much we owe them today.
Yes, ma'am.
Ah, there you are. I believe we have some things we should discuss.
Yes, Madam President,
The
ma'am,
next time
sir.
Terramorphs rear their ugly heads, the UC is going to be ready.
Alright, Capitan.
Captain, Hadrian, it would appear that the cabinet owes you our thanks for what you did for the city today, as well as
I'm proud of us.
an apology.
I'm proud of
Your
us, all of
concerns
us.
about the Terramorphs, well, consider them validated.
Thank you, ma'am.
Agreed.
Of course. I only wish we could have acted sooner.
I mean, we kind of brought it to your
Yeah.
attention. Kind of resolved
Today's
it
events have
instantly.
only
It was
clarified our
like
path
a 22
forward in
minute
the eyes of the cabinet.
episode.
You will have our full support in collecting the Terramorph data from the archives, as well as a subsequent investigation into the nature of these attacks.
That's right.
But to accomplish those goals, we're going to need the right people in the right places.
That's right.
As such,
Right.
the cabinet has authorized me to reinstate you, Hadrian, effective immediately, to your former rank of Major. As soon as we got
Major
the
and
data in
Captain.
hand, we want you investigating these attacks and how to stop them. Will you do this?
Alright, Capitan!
Yes.
President, Madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, sir,
be
ma'am,
honored.
person, pronoun. Don't freak out.
But as you've both made clear, for such an investigation to succeed, first, we're going to need someone to convince the Freestar Collective and House Varun to play ball. Someone who knows precisely the sorts of dangers the colonies and all the galaxy are facing right now. The cabinet wants you, Captain, to be that representative. We do. In exchange, we're willing to fast-track your citizenship upon collection of the data.
That's right. I'm gonna be UC citizen.
Will you help us?
That's right, I will. You can count on me, man.
I'm glad to hear it. Now, we, of course, won't be sending you in without the proper support. Deputy McIntyre in the Office of Interstellar Affairs will be your guide on gaining access to the archives. You should be able to find her in her office across the hall. And on behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our thanks. You're dismissed.
Level up.
With Chief Engineer Kulkarni, start getting a plan together for that data.
Alright, Major. Hey, John. So
We're on the cutting edge of technology here. It's an exciting place to be.
Yeah, sure is.
We're going to get to the bottom of what happened at the spaceport.
What?
Let's get to the bottom. Watch out, move in there,
Okay. These
Joe.
orders, a Vanguard captain.
What's what?
Yes, sir. I'll make sure they get what they require.
That's right. I'm a capitan. What's up, deputy?
That must make you my Vanguard captain.
That's right.
Welcome to Interstellar Affairs. I'm Deputy Chief Diplomat McIntyre.
Deputy Nick.
Second in command. I heard you were instrumental in protecting the city from the attack. You have my gratitude. I was also informed that you gave quite the presentation to the cabinet. Chief Yassine wants you to know the Interstellar Affairs Office is fully committed to this endeavor, accessing the Terramorph data and beyond. We're going to do everything in our power to make sure you have the tools you need. And that means first getting you into the archives. You do know what the archives are, correct?
Duh. Jedi archives.
Someone paid attention in current events. So, then you also know that it was originally managed by the 3 major galactic players. Access to the archives is only granted in cases of dire emergency, and requires a one-time use code from each of the 3 armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, the UC is already on board, so that means we'll need to convince 2 people. The ambassadors of the Freestar Collective and House Varun to hand over their codes. Get them both and you'll have your data. But that's a lot easier said than done.
What?
Very funny. This is going to be hard enough already. Both ambassadors have reasons they won't, or can't, work with us. Now, I'll provide guidance on how we believe you can acquire each code, but ultimately, it'll be up to you to get them both to cooperate. And I do mean cooperate. Threats and violence are off the table here. Though that doesn't mean we can't get creative. But it does mean we need to get you up to speed on who you're dealing with. Who do you want to start with? Ambassador Radcliffe of Freestar, or Ambassador Balmore of House Varun?
Let's try Balmore, doggy. I've never checked out Varun yet.
Ambassador Balmore's a challenge. When the rest of House Varun retreated into seclusion shortly after the signing of the armistice, Balmore stayed here. He's since lent his support to a small number of archival requests, so there's real hope he might again. Though claiming to know how a member of House Varun thinks is a quick way to earn yourself a psych eval. It does, but there's a concern. We're not 100% sure Balmore's actually still alive. His public appearances were always rare. But it's been several years now since he last poked his head out. Scans of the facility show life signs, but not the kind we were expecting. Your task is to find him and kindly but firmly remind him of his duties under the armistice. The Varun delegation brought more than a few of their native flora with them when they set up in the embassy. It seems those plants have been allowed to flourish, making it hard for us to verify what's flora and what's ambassador. I have no doubt. Now, the embassy front door isn't an option, but our spies have stated there's a side entrance that should allow you access. Here. This device should get you all the way down to the embassy interior. Once you're inside, though, finding the ambassador is going to be up to you. And fair warning, we received a report that alarms might have been tripped inside the embassy during the attacks. Watch out for automated security in there. Captain, would you like to finish your briefing on the ambassadors? Ah, the good Ambassador Ratcliffe. She's a veteran of the Colony War, and her only goal in life is to make ours miserable.
It sounds as though I will enjoy this.
Now, officially, our office is suggesting you try and negotiate with her. Use your experiences as a member of the military and with the threat we're facing to convince her to lend her support. And who knows? Maybe that'll work. Stranger things have happened. But my suspicion is we're going to have to rely on other tools to get her code. Certainly. See, good diplomacy is all about the careful application of pressure. We just need to find the squeeze. UC Intelligence has a recording device planted in the ambassador's living quarters, which we suspect you can use to your advantage. But getting caught trespassing is a quick way to land yourself in an embassy holding cell. So, if you are going to try and access the device, you're going to need to find a way in there without being seen. Now, we recovered some intel we believe should be able to help with that. But there's also a disgruntled staff member you might be able to pump for information. Maybe even convince to work with you. Name's Cameron Long. He's younger than Ratcliffe, bears less of a grudge towards the UC. He works closely with the ambassador, making him a promising source for information on the ins and outs of embassy life, and someone who very likely hates her guts. All right. Here, your diplomatic ID. I'll give them a heads up, you're on your way. Not likely to let you through the door otherwise. And take these. Chief Yassine wanted you to have some options on how to proceed in there. Now, if you have additional questions or require clearance for a new approach we haven't already discussed, don't hesitate to ask. I'd suggest you start with Ambassador Ratcliffe. Approach her while the attack is still fresh in her and her staff's mind. Be smart out there, Captain.
Bring it around town.
No nerd dudes yet. Like, this guy's kind of nerd duty.
But notice that the Colony War Memorial is in
from the
direct
game?
line of sight of this embassy.
I've done like maybe 4 or 5.
I suspect that was very much intentional.
Visitors are only allowed in the lobby, offices, or conference room. That means...
I wonder how many times one side or the other has threatened to close this embassy down over the years.
Wish I hadn't received the news from an SSNN broadcast. We have a strategic advantage to maintain, Mr. Long.
Of course, ma'am. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Excuse me. Are you supposed to be in here?
Sounds like it was a real mess down.
I'm sorry. Do you have an appointment?
Captain Nerk IRL.
Ah, you're the one McIntyre called about. The eyewitness. She said you were at the spaceport. You have my thanks for what you did down there, truly. Saved many lives. Now, she also mentioned that, and maybe it was just a bad connection, that now the UC wants terramorph data from the Armistice archives, some of the most highly guarded information in the galaxy, in order to protect us all. I can only presume you're here to tell me I misheard her and that they didn't send you, local hero, to futilely beg on their behalf. Tell me I've got that right.
See you later, Bazinga.
Excuse me. A less level-headed person might think that was a threat, Captain.
We are merely stating the obvious. If you are threatened by that, perhaps you should do something about it. Like, help us.
And just give the UC free run of the archives? I may as well resign right now. Let me be frank. The answer is no. That information is there because it is dangerous. I will not be the one responsible for its release. Now, why don't you quit wasting my time and yours, and go? You're really gonna push this? All right, I will give you one chance. One to convince me. Understood. I'm listening. I suppose you're right. Our job and our responsibility. It's possible I might be letting my history cloud my judgment. Possibly. The cost of being wrong is a high one. Doing nothing is certainly preferable to doing something irresponsible. Captain, I'm sorry, but my answer is not changing. The UC is just gonna have to find another way. Now, I presume you can see yourself out. Did I not make myself abundantly clear, Captain? You're not getting access to the archives. No, Captain, I'm not, and I'll tell you why. What you experienced down there at the spaceport, I've lived that once before already. Fought tooth and nail as aliens rampaged in the streets of my home and others all throughout the collective. But my aliens were placed there by UC hands. So I'm not interested in anyone getting power like that ever again. The UC most of all. You have my answer. Now please take the hint. You have my answer. Now please take the hint. You have my answer. Now please take the hint. I guess you will. Feel free to see yourself out.
Alright. No problem. Alright, you stone cold bitch.
That woman is an absolute... Oh, sorry. Oh, what? You're the Vanguard captain, right? You know, I was about to board the Nat to the spaceport when the alarm triggered. It sounds like I got real lucky. And like I've got you to thank for things not being a lot uglier. Heard that, huh? Yeah, the ambassador likes to treat us like family, yeah. And she doesn't care for most of them either. But look, they said you were coming here on official business. The ambassador likes to handle all that personally, even if she does have trained diplomats here to help her. And I don't want to get shipped back to Aquila City, so you should probably go speak to her. What, you want me to work for you? Maybe, let's go somewhere to talk. So you want me to work with you? But why now? Why me? No, I think that's a pretty safe assumption. And no other city should have to go through what happened here. So then, what would you need from me? The code machine? Only the ambassador's cleared for in there. Sorry. Her quarters. Huh. Oh, that's doable. And you and the UC will be providing me with what for my services? Oh, wait. I thought you were looking to hire me. Oh, I'm not taking a bribe. That much, huh? Okay, yeah. Okay, so there's a utility corridor that leads to the ambassador's quarters, which you can access through the main conference room. Here, the key. Whatever you do, don't let the guards see you entering or exiting the utility section, or you're gonna be in serious hot water. I'll keep an ear out for more instructions from the UC.
Another hella cool. I was watching Nostalgia Cam. When you pull them out, they look nice.
Free Star Security! Stop running! Stop running! To you?
You're leaving the embassy. Now. Fine. Hard way, then.
I will not aid you in this.
That sucks. Feel like talking again. I'll just press for it.
Did I not make myself... I guess you will. Feel free.
We can do it actually.
Visitors are only allowed.
I wonder how many times one side or the other has threatened to close this embassy down over the years.
All that security and they still can't protect their own spaceport. The UC never
I shoot the gun.
I just wish
no one
I
cares.
received the news from an SSN
I fucking steal fucking some...
We have a strategic advantage to maintain, Mr. Long.
Of course, ma'am. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Excuse me. Are you supposed to be in here?
This
I'm
building is
sorry.
Free Star's
Do you have an
territory.
appointment?
So in here, we're the law.
What happened? I stole something and they all started shooting me in the Rosetta.
Ah, you're the one McIntyre called about. The eyewitness.
Captain
She
Nick,
said you were at
out.
the spaceport. You have my thanks for what you did down there, truly. Saved many lives.
I'll try to say something different this
Now,
time.
she also mentioned that, and maybe it was just a bad connection, that now the UC wants terramorph data from the Armistice archives, some of the most highly guarded information in the galaxy, in order to protect us all. I can only presume you're here to tell me I misheard her and that they didn't send you, local hero, to futilely beg on their behalf. Tell me I've got that right. Excuse me. A less level-headed person might think that was a threat, Captain.
We are merely stating the obvious. If you are threatened by that, perhaps you should do something about it. Like, help us.
And just give the UC free run of the archives? I may as well resign right now. Let me be frank, Captain. The answer is no. That information is there because it is dangerous. I will not be the one responsible for its release. Now, why don't you quit wasting my time and yours, and go. You're really gonna push this? All right, I will give you one chance, one, to convince me. Understood. I'm listening.
I gotta try this one.
I suppose you might be right. Easy to lose sight of the big picture sometimes. I suppose you're right. Our job and our responsibility. It's possible I might be letting my history cloud my judgment. Possibly. Are you suggesting we can't defend ourselves? The results of the colony war prove that's not the case. Captain, I'm sorry.
Try it again. Alright. Yeah, no, but it's okay.
Visitors are only allowed in the lobby.
I wonder how many times one side or
If
the
I was
other
like
has threatened to close this embassy down for years.
Anime character.
All that security and they still can't protect their own spaceport.
Anti-film.
The UC never fails to disappoint.
Oh yeah, auto push to it does work, but it's gotta be fully up. I didn't realize it was up. I wanna push to it.
We have a strategic advantage to maintain, Mr. Long.
Of course.
Let me see. Was it there? I'll push it.
I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Excuse me. Are you supposed to be in here?
Oh yeah, huh?
Make themselves comfortable.
I'm sorry.
Captain Nurk, blah blah blah.
You're the one, Mac. You have my thing. Now, that now the use. I can only present.
Wah 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 wah.
Excuse me.
We are mere.
And just give the UC. Let me be frank. I
Let
will
me be
not
Jesse.
the one. You're really gonna push. I'm listening. Please don't
that one
talk to me
doesn't
like
work.
I'm some cold-hearted monster. I'm trying to protect lives too.
I have it.
You're not wrong. We do need to do something. Well, Captain, you make some good points. But if I'm really granting you access, I'm gonna need the following concessions.
How does that work?
Your access will be limited.
Just give it to
Only
me.
take out the items related to stopping these terramorphs.
What?
The monitors will make sure of it.
I didn't even auto.
You go in
I don't know what I
once,
did.
you get everything
Good.
you need on your trip, and never
I said the one thing that made her want to do it.
And all research done with the data will be monitored. If this
Great.
data is being used to save the galaxy needs to be involved
so
in
weird.
the oversight. Freestar scientists will watch your people like hawks.
Because I played a Vinci
So,
Recent and
do we
like
have an
that game
agreement?
is kind of like snooze fest, but like so tactical it gets boring.
Excellent. Follow me. They tell me it should only take a moment. And there. Don't make me regret this, Captain. Trust must be earned. So we'll let the UC earn it.
Alright, we did it. Come on. Basically.
I feel... The lives of nearly every individual in the settled systems are so heavily influenced by what goes on in this building. This is certainly different than anything else in New Atlantis.
Yeah, I was playing. I would play it, but I played Divinity Original Sin. And it's kind of like a snooze fest. It's just so tactical, it gets boring. It's very similar. It looks beautiful.
Decades unsupervised. And it turns this free as it is now.
think you may be trying to take a little too much on. Literally.
All right here. Sam is romanceable. What the hell? Oh, Sam Coe, is that his name?
Punishment becomes providence. A reminder we can never truly know the Great Serpent's designs for us. You have my thanks, and my apologies for the ordeal you just endured. Come, let us discuss. Not the ideal introduction, I suppose, giving you a grand tour of the embassy via barely functioning intercoms. I do greatly appreciate your persistence. I suspect the Venom tree upstairs has worked itself into more systems than I'd realized. But then again, who could cage such a beauty? Tell me though, what is it like outside? I heard the broadcast mentioning an attack. Then the embassy was struck with a power surge and then silence. Has the rest of the city suffered quite so badly? Is that right, huh? I shall need to have these repairs seen to sooner rather than later. Now, it cannot solely be the Serpent's grace that brought you here at such an opportune moment. You were sent by the UC. That much is obvious. Who else could just waltz through my door, hmm? And the broadcast spoke of terror morphs at the spaceport. A worrying occurrence, certainly, but coming here of all places, when all I could provide is some enthused cheerleading and... an archive code. So the UC requires information, then. On terror morphs, presumably, hmm? Do I see this all clearly? The preservation of life stands as the very purpose of the archives. Using its data to prevent more attacks, there is logic there. But if I am to grant you access, I have a requirement. For years, House Varun has been known only as an agent of slaughter. We founded this embassy with hopes of shedding that legacy. With little success. In exchange for my code, I require this. You must be the one who ensures it is used for good. Ensure House Varun's legacy is more than just carnage. The knowledge you ask for isn't evil. No knowledge is. It is we who bend it to evil ends. Oh, you must assure me this will be used to save lives, not endanger them.
You have mine as well, for what that is worth.
Well then, I shall not fear. Please, follow me. Let's hope it still works.
I also wish to be prepared for any situation, but there are practical limits, no?
We'll be so lucky next time the archives need to be accessed.
Alright guys, I'm gonna take a break. Actually no, I'll keep playing. I'm just done. Got a motherboard? No, I'll go burn it at home. Fine. Like these games I can only play for like a little bit, a couple hours. Especially the Bethesda ones, because then I start going, ugh, motion sickness running around.
Yes? Need to see what I'm carrying?
Oh, that one's tight.
All right then.
How are you doing, Nicky boy? It's super hot. I'm gonna go here and turn this in and then be a breezy break.
Oh! Need a moment to walk that off?
No, actually, maybe I'll play one. Okay. I don't know. So this game is just like on and on and on.
You're in the Vanguard, right? Hey, thanks for your service.
Captain, you're back sooner than... Oh, wait. Did you actually succeed? With Radcliffe? And Balmore? We're all in agreement. So the old man was still lurking around in there. Fine work, Captain. And now, I've already arranged everything with the archival monitors. When you get down there, the UC monitor will give you instructions on how to deploy the codes. Follow them to the letter. Here, the UC code piece and an archival access card. The entrance is just on the other side of the plaza across from Mast. Absolute best behavior down there, all right?
Alright guys, so we'll keep on playing some more. Like always, with the neck with you. I'm gonna take a little nappy. I appreciate all of you coming out to watch the stream. Peace out. Good night.